Welcome back to Over 55. I'd like to introduce our first guest, Laurel Hevenor Vallance. Hello, Laurel.
Hi there.
Laurel is with the Meals on Wheels London, and
Yes.
Laurel is the executive director. So tell us a bit about Meal on Wheels, when you started, and a little bit about the organization itself.
Well, the organization's been around for 41 years now. It's kind of an icon, I like to think it is anyways. And we provide two basic services, meals and transportation.
Okay.
And like they are very basic, but they certainly are very important if you are elderly and trying to stay in your own home. If you don't have those two things, you know, you're not going to be there.
No, I agree. I've found that in the nonprofit world that's critical. And I guess on the meals side, there are criteria that you have to meet to get meals. Are there, like age and?
Well, seniors
Okay.
and adults with disabilities, but we also service people with short-term disabilities. If you've had a knee replacement or you're ill for a certain length of time and you just can't, you know, stand at the
Right.
counter to make your meals, we will provide meals for you until you're back on your feet again.
Okay, now you have, I've been at your facility, and you have fresh meals and you have frozen
Yes,
meals as well.
yes, we have both, and some people use both services. It's nice with the hot daily meals because that way there's someone, a volunteer at your door every day, Monday to Friday, and the weekend meals we deliver on Friday with the hot meal.
And that's good because now you're having constant, like you said, a daily, I never thought of that, but that's good of the daily contact with somebody coming into your door
yes.
for safety even to see if
Well,
you're
exactly,
up and about.
because if we don't get an answer at the door, volunteers call us and we follow up with the emergency contacts.
Okay.
And we just got our annual surveys back, and it's amazing how many caregivers and clients have told us how reassuring that piece of the program is.
Yeah, because we think of meals where we don't, and that's critical, and I never even thought of that side.
You know,
of it.
and it is the number of times we have found people who've had a fall and they can't get up, and you know, had to call the ambulance and things like that. So it's a big piece of it, really.
Cost involved?
Cost for the meals, we have the hot meals are $7.25. We do have a subsidy program for clients on a fixed income, and with that program the meals are $4. Same with our frozen meal program. The frozen meals we deliver once a week, which is kind of nice for people who might have commitments like dialysis or appointments, or they're still able to get out and go to the senior center and you know, things like that. We don't want people sitting home just because they're waiting for a meal. So
now, how would they sign up to get on Meals on Wheels? Do they call or they
yes,
email
you don't have to be referred by a physician. You can self-referral. We do have lots of family members that call as well, asking questions and taking the information. We now on our website you can register online. It's a basic registration form, and then you will get a call the following day to follow up and determine what service it is you need, the volume of service you want, and.
Okay. I know this is I'm sure you know because you do numbers like I have to do numbers. How many meals you would serve a year?
A little over 100,000, about 115,000.
Holy.
That's our budget, and we're apt to go over that this year for
a
meals.
lot.
That's a lot of meals.
Is it increasing? Are you seeing an increase in the
It
service?
increases steadily each year, yes.
Now I know your organization, like all of us out there with nonprofits, we rely heavily on volunteers.
Oh, for sure.
We wouldn't be here without them. So I guess the majority of your people are volunteers that are delivering the meals?
360
Wow.
volunteers we have.
That's a lot.
Between the two programs, and we have some office volunteers as well, but I mean the majority of them are out there. Every day there's, you know, 60, 70 volunteers on the roads for Meals on Wheels.
Now there's another thing Meals on Wheels have that a lot of people don't know, and I know I promote your organization for driving. Where somebody needs to drive to a doctor's or a hospital.
Yes, for sure. And that now in that program has seen years where the growth was phenomenal. This year it seems to be a little slower, and I don't know why, because we certainly are able to fill, you know, 98% of the requests that we get for appointments.
On that you have I think a $12 fee, is it?
$12 round trip anywhere in the city.
Okay, once a week. Is that correct?
We will do twice a week if we can.
And you need at least a week's notice?
We do. Volunteers, you know, they need a little notice, and sometimes it takes you a day or two to get hold of them. And
right.
You know, it's
Yeah.
not like a taxi where they're sitting there waiting for you
Yeah,
to
and
call.
I try to explain that because I get calls to our organization and I
Mm-hmm.
promote yours because it's a very good deal. It's a good price.
Mm-hmm.
It's people that are seniors. Probably a lot of them are seniors that are driving as well. I would guess.
Oh, yes, that would be a
Okay.
safe bet.
Now, another big thing, you have a fundraiser.
Coming
And
up.
it's,
Yeah.
in April, is it?
March.
March, okay.
March
Maybe you can tell us a bit
26th.
about that.
It's our annual Walk for Wheels, and we hold it at the Covenant Garden Market. We don't get we aren't standing there ticking off how many times you go around the track.
Right.
It's more like a party, and it's nice there because you can see everybody at the same time. And the people, we have a silent auction. We have lots of prizes for everybody, and we have clients now and volunteers that come out and support a lot. The Covenant Garden Market has been wonderful to us.
They're
there.
a good place, yes.
And people really enjoy it. It's a fun afternoon.
Okay, so the date and the time, or the
March-
date and the hour.
March 26th, and I don't know the exact hour,
Okay.
but I would think it's about 2 o'clock. It's in
Okay.
the afternoon.
Okay, Laurel, I thank you very much for coming on our
Well,
show.
thank
I
you.
hope people learned about Meals on Wheels because it is a great organization.
Well, I hope they give us a call if we
I
can
do
help.
too. Thank you very much. And we're going to go to a sort of a new segment. It's called the Home Renovation Program by Over 55 with Kathy Smith, who graciously sat in for me last week and did a heck of a good job. So right after this break, we'll be back with Kathy.